This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You absolutely love to see it for the Houston Astros as they come out there on a night where, well, they got into town very late in Cleveland, Ohio this morning, because they finished a baseball game early this morning in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And they came out and they didn't look exhausted. They played a great baseball game and they get another win on the road. They're now 3-1 through the first 4 games of this road trip. And they are looking really good as of late are those Houston Astros. Hello and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast here tonight. I'm your host, Michael Connor. Our episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So many things in this baseball game to get through. But what's the number one thing we're walking out of talking about?
This is what you'll be talking about.
For me, it's going to be an apology. Because last night, if you were with us late night or you watched it later on, which if you're watching this show live, thank you. If not, appreciate you watching. And if you're listening on the Locked On Astros audio feed, we appreciate you as well. Don't forget, anywhere that you get your podcasts, go search for Locked On Astros. You get this show, which is live every single game, almost every single game. We will not have a show tomorrow night, by the way. Just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a heads up. I am taking a night off to go to a dinner. Sorry, I won't be watching the Astros. That's okay, though. Y'all, we will be back on Sunday, wrapping up the season or the series finale between these two teams up there in Cleveland. That one will be a 12:40 pitch tomorrow. But tonight, the number one thing you're talking about for me, like I said, an apology. Because last night I said it. I came on here and said, hey, look, playing the odds here. The Astros had a 3-hour delay, 3+ hour delay last night in Pittsburgh. And, that's a lot of time to be sitting around. Now, good news was that they were able to defeat the Pirates last night really quickly, like 2 hours and 20-something minutes. Every game in that series is really quick. But still, they didn't get to their hotel probably till what? I didn't hear if they said it, between 3 or 4 probably in the morning in Cleveland. Not an incredibly long flight by any means, like 100-something miles away. But still, late getting in. Not a lot of ability to sleep. I shouldn't say not a lot of ability, but it throws your day off. And probably not a lot of pregame work done for a lot of guys today. You just think you come in and really the honest assessment of tonight's baseball game, they left a lot of runs out there. They could have easily won this game like 8-2. They had a couple innings where, they had runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs or no outs, and they didn't get anybody home. They had the inning where Altuve flew one out to right field and wasn't deep enough, and then Christian Walker hits a line drive, great plays made at shortstop, and then he can't get anything out of it. They had they had the opportunities there in the ninth as well, as they could not capitalize. Bases loaded, 1 out. They only scored 4 runs tonight. Had 10 hits. Runners in scoring position, 2 for 8. Left on base, 10. They didn't need more than that, thank goodness. And I give it to them. It's an impressive win when you consider the circumstances for how the end of the night went for the Astros last night, just in terms of getting to Cleveland. It's not easy. I think we have that problem. And look, I can do it too. When we analyze sports, sometimes we do forget that they are. Sure, a lot of them are in a lot better shape than a lot of us. I'm in better shape than some of them on the Astros. I will guarantee I'm in better shape than Isaac Paredes. I don't think it's very hard. But I'm a person that takes care of my health. I value that in my life. But, they are still human beings. And the human body needs a good quality night's sleep to perform at its best. And you're not going to get a lot of good sleep, even if you did get any sleep. It's not like it's long. On the plane ride, like I said, like an hour plane ride. So you're probably not even falling asleep because you're just going up and coming right back down and landing. And then you got to get on the bus. You got to ride the bus over. You get into the hotel 3, 4 in the morning. Now, these guys have to be more of night owls. They can't be like my old bodied self and, be ready to – like right now it's 8:48 on a Friday. I'm ready to go to bed. I'm an old man, though. I'm not that old, like I always tell you. I remind myself I'm only 34, but still, I'm ready to go to bed. So they're probably a little accustomed to being up late. But still, it's not easy. And to have to go lay down in a hotel bed, hope that the hotel, they stay in nothing but great hotels. Hopefully the hotel room's nice and dark. You could sleep well into the afternoon at that point because you're probably not getting in there and immediately falling asleep. You're probably winding down a little bit. Okay, so 4:30 in the morning, falling asleep. You got to get that solid 7-8 hours to get functioning for the day and then go play a baseball game again. And it's even harder to do is the fact that, the pitchers have to come back out and do that all again. And some of those guys just pitched last night. Brian Abreu, he pitches twice in one day. It's pretty crazy. Hader last night is up in the bullpen warming up on multiple occasions. And there you go. They got it done. They did a lot of little things tonight as well. I think that's one of the other things that you want to talk about. They had some good base running, some aggressive base running. They did a lot of that. I think probably the most underrated part of this team this season has been the fact that they play just unbelievable defense every single night. They're crushing it on that end. They had some unbelievable defensive plays tonight, whether it was Dubon starting off the game. Double down the line, it looks like. Throws him out at second. Great throw in there. Jeremy Pena played some spectacular defense back there as well for everybody all night long. He's having a Gold Glove caliber season again. And then we've heard about Jacob Melton in the outfield. I've not seen anything but clips of Jacob Melton before this and never gone out and watched him play at Sugar Land. I live 15 minutes from there and I've never gone over there. Actually, that's probably not true. I think I went to a game last year. He probably was in the lineup, I would assume. I just don't remember it. I don't recall it. I didn't go there thinking of Jacob Melton. But that guy tonight put one of the better defensive plays you're going to see this season out there. To go and to have the balls to run towards that little wall over there and then completely lay yourself out to make the catch. And not only do it, make it look smooth and easy. Like I said, we've heard about the defense, but seeing it now in person, his ability to cover ground, he is so fast. And there's a reason why people love him and want him to pan out into something, because the tools, there's a lot of these guys out there. He's got all of the tools. He's got the speed. If he connects, he's going to have the power. He's got everything. Got the arm, got it all. The question is always going to be can he put it all together at the big league level? And usually that's harder to do. The hit tool. It's harder to get to the big leagues and put together the hit tool when you didn't have in the minor leagues at like a crazy high level. But man, his defense is absolutely impressive out there. You know what else was impressive tonight? Another solid start out of Colton Gordon. This team is rolling in the right direction. See what I did there if you're looking at the screen? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about tomorrow's ball game as well. That's next here in the Locked On Astros Postcast after another win, taking down the Guardians tonight this time by a final of 4-2. Hey, did you know that the NBA playoffs are here? Yeah, you did know that. The finals are in full swing. Man, they had a crazy game winner last night in that one. And every night, it delivers highlight-worthy performances, major momentum shifts, can't miss moments, whether it's a game-winning shot like last night or a breakout player. There's never been a better time to get in on this action. FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways than ever to play smart and win big. I think one of my favorite things over at FanDuel, we were having an argument about this. If you watched us earlier tonight, we had our Locked On Texans squad show, which you can find over on the Locked On Texans page. We were talking win totals after the show. And we were talking about a team from up north. And I looked at their win total this year, and I'm like, fire on the under over at FanDuel. That's the way to go. It's fantastic. And like I mentioned, you know what? If you go ahead and get going, how would $200 extra work for you if your first $5 bet wins? It'd work out for me. I tell you that right now. New to FanDuel is the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, place your first bet, or place your first $5 bet. If it wins, like I mentioned, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Excuse me, I'm choking on my water here as we're doing the show live. I'm going to mute my mouth. It's the Locked On Astros Postcast on a Friday night after the Astros win against the Guardians by a final of 4-2. They improve now on the season. I'm sorry. It's just, ever had water before, Michael? Apparently not. 35-28 now on the season of the Astros, 7 games above 500. That's the nice part about what's been happening. You know, again, I know that we come on here, we'll talk about the deficiencies of this team and whatnot. I have highlighted on many occasions they have played a portion of the schedule. Now, this isn't an easy team this weekend, but a portion of this schedule has been very easy of late. And they've taken advantage of that. This was the time that you had to do it. Go and put yourself a cushion between you and the 500 number. Because after this series, they're coming home to play the White Sox and the Twins. Twins have been better. I still think that they can handle the Twins. They got the A's after that and the Angels. So that's 7 games right there on the road against teams that you should absolutely beat pretty easily. Not going to happen every night, I get it, because the end of the month, you wrap up this month with Phillies and Cubs at home. Those are going to be really tough series at home. Maybe a little bit of emotional ones, too. And then that doesn't even account for the fact that after that, you get the Rockies, but then you get the Dodgers for 3. So they've got a not rough, but tougher stretch of time coming up ahead of the All-Star break there in July. And then things will level out a little bit after the All-Star break. I think they still have the easiest strength of schedule the rest of the way of any team in baseball. The Astros tonight got another solid outing out of Colton Gordon. He's just been solid. You know, if he can go out there every single time and give them what he's given them, which is 5 innings of 1-run ball tonight, picks up his first major league win tonight, by the way, 5 strikeouts, does need to take his defenders, his defensive players out for a few drinks or something later on tonight because he owes a couple of guys for what they've done. He was great. Bullpen outside of Dubin tonight gives up the home run. Fantastic again. Brian King, inning in a third, solid. Brian Abreu, good. Josh Hader, he's been electric. Absolutely electric. Best closer in baseball is back to pitching like the best closer in baseball. That's a huge, huge thing for the Astros at the back end of games. They did everything that they could do. They got enough runs tonight. They could have absolutely had more. They got enough. They pitched their backsides off like they typically do. This was a typical Astros type of win. Now, tomorrow they're going to go at this again, which will be interesting to see if they can pull it off again tomorrow. It's going to be Hunter Brown. So guess what? They're probably going to win in all likelihood. Sunday, by the way, they do not have a starter for. They're going to give Lance McCullers an extra day of rest before he pitches again on Tuesday against the White Sox. Like I mentioned earlier, we will not have a show tomorrow night. I'm sorry. I'm just going to take a night with my wife. We're going to a dinner with some friends. Sometimes I got to have a night off too, right? Sorry. You guys have a great rest of your Friday night. We will talk again after Sunday's ball game when the Astros take on the Guardians for the series finale on the Locked On Astros Postcast.